I'm going to set my notes down. We are right now in our society in the United States, which is going to pour over into the world. Destruction. Self-destruction. Why do I say this? Because we cannot figure out how to fix what is broken. We are not united. When you're united, you can come up with a fix. You come up with a plan. You come up with a concept. You put all your minds together and you fix things. Right now we're in destruction. You got to tear it all down, start over again from the foundation. We are in our country right now, we are in the phase of destruction. How long that will last is up to us. It could last 3 years, it could last 10 years. During the Great Depression, it took 10 years to get out of the destruction. It took a war, proper, the right decisions by our president, by our government. So we are in right now, phase 1, destruction. We're going to be in destruction for a while. And most people, when they've destroyed things enough, and they've had enough pain, they've had enough suffering, they've had enough confusion, some had enough of the politics, not the fixes, not the great judgment of our great leaders. When we've had enough, mentally and physically, working too much, thinking too much, we will go from destruction. We start believing that we cannot fix things. We start not believing in ourselves anymore. We go into phase 2, which is hibernation. We're starting, right now we're still in destruction. But down the road, it could be weeks, it could be months, it could be years. There's no set time between destruction and hibernation. But there are some people that are going into hibernation now, saying, I'm done, I'm never going to vote again. I'm done, I'm tired of working 3 jobs, I can't do it anymore, I'm worn out, forget about it. I am just going to settle for what I have. I'm going to go into hibernation. That's hibernation. When you're in hibernation long enough, and you've given up long enough, the human spirit, our human spirit, there's a little flower popping to the ground or the sun coming out, will go into salvation. We will try to seek salvation. What will that salvation be? Will it be getting into religion, or getting into a higher belief system, or getting into more internal understandings of yourself? What will that salvation be? Because all living things go through a phase of salvation, including human beings. When we're in the phase of salvation, and we get to the point where we're so by ourselves, so alone in that salvation, we will seek. This is the beginning of the regrowth of a society, the regrowth of a population, or the positive thinking of a population. From salvation, we will go into unification. Unification is when we finally wake up. It's a revelation. Unification is like a revelation mentally. We think about unification as, well, I didn't agree with you, and you don't agree with me, but if we don't find common ground, harmony within our governments, harmony with our peoples, harmony with our structure of the way we live, if we don't find that and don't work towards that, we will not grow. We will not get back into a healthier society. We will stagnate. Unification is the key. Unification is the magic bullet for our society to grow. Unification is the understanding for all people to get along with each other. Without unification, nothing grows, nothing survives, nothing goes forward, nothing gets done without unification. If you look at our Senate, our government, and the House of Representatives right now, there is no unification. They're still in salvation mode. It's about me. It's about what I want. It's about what we want to do, not what you want to do. It's not about us. Unification is about us. Our country, this country, the United States, was very successful for a very long time understanding the rule of unification. When we finally get unified again and finally accept, we lick our wounds, we don't look back, we say, okay, we've made some mistakes, we're over that, it's your fault. No, it's your fault. Oh, you should have did this and should have did that and could have did this and I could have did that. When we finally get over that and we unify, then we can dominate again. We can be a great nation again. We can be a great people again. We can be harmonious again. We can give again. We can understand again. We can see each other's faults and accept that as our strengths in our country. That's when we have domination in our society. For many years in the United States, we dominated. We dominated. We dominated. As a country, as a state, as a county, as a family, as an individual, we dominated. We saw growth. Growth comes with domination. Domination doesn't come without unification. When we finally get to that point, it could take 5 years. It could take 10 years. We could do it in 3 years. All of these. The last one. Reconstruction. Without domination, without rule, without proper rule, we cannot have reconstruction. We cannot fix everything that was broken. We cannot go forward. We cannot grow. We cannot have a better life for ourselves or see a better life for our children, our future, until we reconstruct, put back together the eggs that we broke. Garbage truck going by. Wait a moment. So, the five principles that we are going to go through in our country and in our world, because what has happened in the last 7 or 8 years. Destruction, number 1. Break it down. Break it all down, destroy it all. We don't need it. We're going to go my way, not your way, not our way. Destruction brings us into hibernation. Hibernation fosters salvation. Brings to the mind, I've got to cover my butt. I got to save myself. I got to save my family. I got to save my country, my county, my city. Down to the common denominator, my family, my loved ones. Salvation goes to unification. We got to get along. We have to get along. And when we go into salvation, we go into unification. We go into unification, then we have that strength. We have that power as a people. When we are unified, we go into unification, then we will, not giving anybody any permission, or maybe I am, then we will get rid of the so-called leaders of our country that are destroying it. The so-called power brokers, billionaires in our country that are destroying it for their own gain. When we unify, I guess, strength, unification gives the people strength. How do I know this? I'm a child of the 60s. We stopped a war. We stopped the Vietnam War. The government would have kept going on with that because it was a money maker for our country. But we stopped that war. That one summer in 1970, 71, 69 through 70. It can be done again. Through what? Unification. That's the key. We must unite. United, we stand strong. Divided, we will die. Remember that. I am not going to let this country die. We are not going to let this country die on the vine because billionaires and idiots that are in our government want to have more money. Unification, remember that, brings domination. Unification fosters, ignites domination. Domination, once we get it in our hands, once we have the power, the people have the power in their hands, or you have the power in your hands, or your company has the power in their hands. You can use this for any concept. Then we can do reconstruction. We cannot do reconstruction until we do unification, domination, reconstruction. Read my book. I'll talk about this in my book. There are many things going on right now with artificial intelligence. I'm not 100% against artificial intelligence. If it brings us, human beings, a better awareness of our human essence and a better life for us as human beings. But if it controls us and we allow it to dominate us, it is not a good thing. So we have to decide which parts of that we want in our lives as a society, as a community, as an individual, as a family. I'm going to close with this. Where's my book? The Book of Common Point. You can buy it. If you go down to the show notes, under Buy Me a Coffee, click on it. Click it opens, it says shop. Click on shop. You can go and you can buy the book. Buy it. I talk about this in my book and much more. I'm holding upside down now. It's backwards on the screen. The five principles. The five principles of having an amazing society. Family, corporation, business, government, running a boat, running a military, whatever example you want to use, whatever situation you want to use, you can use this for yourself as an individual. The 5 main levels that you are going to go through to have a great life, to have a great country, to have a great world, to have a great family. Right now, we need to fix our country. The 5 are, hear me out, destruction. Boom. Break it all down. Start from the foundation. Hibernation. Sit on your bench and go, damn, I just destroyed everything. Now what am I going to do? It's got to all be swept away like it never existed. Hibernation. Goes into salvation. Think. Salvation makes you a thinker. Salvation makes you a seeker. Salvation makes you a wiser person. And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about internal understanding your own salvation. How do you survive? Unification. Not only with our country, with our people, or your neighbor. Unification with yourself. Unification with yourself is unifying your thoughts, your concepts, your dreams, your awareness, your possibilities. When you get unified in your mind and your soul, you get focused. When you get focused, you can dominate. You can dominate. When you dominate, you can do reconstruction. You can do creation. You can do amazing things. In the reconstruction of yourself, in the reconstruction of your country, of the reconstruction of your family. These principles can be used for anything, but I'm bringing them to you now because I'm concerned about my country. But my country is going to be fine because we are going to go through all this. It might take 3 years, it might take 5 years, it might take 10 years. We will go through it all, and I believe the people of my country in the United States are wise enough and strong enough and will be focused enough to get through this process because it's happening now. I'll say one more time. Destruction, hibernation, salvation, unification, domination, reconstruction. We are in, I hate to say it right now, in destruction mode. We're not in hibernation mode. We are in destruction mode with our government, with our employers, with our country, with everything that you do. If you look around, you watch the news, you look and see what's going on in the workplace, see what's going on all around you. We are in destruction. Hang in there. We are going to be fine. We are going to be fine. The United States is and will remain the greatest country on this planet. The United States will remain the greatest country on this planet. The light burns, the beacon burns still on the hill. The Statue of Liberty is still burning her flame. That flame is in us as American people. That flame burns in us. And we have to go through this process for that flame to be shown to the world again. And we will do it. I have no doubt. Thank you. I told you about my book. If you want to hire me as a speaker, contact me. I'm available. I love you guys. As you know, I got a second channel that I do called Lukewarm in the Biscuits. It's a comedy channel. I'll put it in the show notes. It's me doing comedy as a country singer. I'm just having fun, not this stuff about Common Point and my philosophy and all this. Ice cream truck just went by. I should have shut the camera off. Love you guys. Thank you. Leave your thoughts. Leave your thoughts. Thank you very much for subscribing. I'll leave you one more time. We are in, I read it. I read my notes. I'm not looking down. I wrote it down. We're in destruction mode. Going to hibernation. Hibernation to salvation. From salvation to unification. That's the key. Unification brings domination. Domination brings us reconstruction. We're way, way, way from reconstruction. Focus. Focus. Love you guys. Thank you very much. Subscribe. Leave a comment, please, what your thoughts are. Destruction, hibernation, salvation, unification, domination, and reconstruction. That's the cycle. That is the cycle of anything. Look at our society today and you'll see what I'm talking about. Look at yourself inward. Look at your family. Look at your whatever situation you want to do. But I wanted to bring it all together in one thing. I love you guys. Thank you very much. Bye now.